I promise I will not kill you until you reach the top.
That's very comforting, but I'm afraid you'll just have to wait.
I hate waiting.
I could give you my word as a Spaniard.
No good. I've known too many Spaniards.
Hey! We're recording the podcast! Shut up!
Good morning to you, wherever you are, because it is
Morning Somewhere!
for July 15th, 2026. My name is Bernie Burns, sitting right over there. She's only going to make one trip for you. It's Ashley Burns. Say hi to Ashley, everybody.
Not two, not three, one.
Ashley, you were just telling me a funny story. Why don't you tell it to everyone in the audience really quick?
Okay, well, I was congratulating you on being as far away from all this as possible, because the kids they're doing summer holiday as kids do. This morning, I caught Finn making plans with one of his friends via Xbox messaging on my account, by the way. So he invited a friend over to the house, and I was like, "Hey, Finn, your friends can't teleport. You need to talk to me because we're gonna need to get them here, right?" And he goes, "Oh, I invited my friend over," and I was like, "All right, cool, that's fine." So I do the parent part of that, which is text the kids' parents and go, "Hey, is it okay if they come over? We'll come get them." All that stuff. There's a lot of work that goes into getting kids over to the house because we live in an area where it's they kind of have to drive. Kids are bottomless when it comes to snacks, so we have to do a snack run every time, and we build out this elaborate snack tray. So we got this all done. We pick up the kid. I get home, and as we pull in the driveway, I get a text from another kid's mom going, "Hey, so Finn invited my son over. Did he talk to you about that?" And I turn in the car and go, "Finn, did you invite your other friend over?" And he goes, "Oh yeah." And I was like, "Finn, your other friend lives right next door to the kid we just picked up. Right next door. We could have this could have been so easy. So easy."
The worst part is they're all right across the river from us, but being right across the river, we can basically see them. But to get to them, we've got to go all the way around and go down to where there's a bridge to cross the river. So it's
maybe
this long trek.
If their parents go down to the riverbank and toss them really hard, maybe that would save us all a trip.
Let me tell you something. I'm in Austin. I'm missing Scottish weather. The Austin weather here is very hot and ridiculously humid here. It is so humid. It is unbelievable. Your dad, when he first came to visit us here in Austin, he commented on how humid it was. And I grew up in Houston. I was like, "You think Austin, Texas is humid?"
Yeah, this is nothing.
I thought he described some dry Utah, so that's probably why he thinks Austin is humid. But man, it's been brutal the entire time I've been here. It's been raining and 92 degrees the entire time I've been here.
And the 92 degrees itself for Austin doesn't sound that bad. 92 degrees, yes, it's super hot. But for Austin, that's actually not all that hot for this time of year. I would expect it to be on I don't know, day 20 or 30 of over 100 degrees in a row in Austin by this point. So the 92, not bad. The humidity, that's not great.
Your dad, who's coming to visit us really soon, he's leaving 100-degree weather in Utah, man. It is hot there.
He told me it was 107 right before he was leaving, and I started sending him screenshots of it being 75 here and telling him this is the heat wave that we're in.
Lush. Gorgeous.
Lush. So I'll take
man.
my W's where I can, where I'm ferrying crazy feral kids all over the place in your absence.
Well, I'll talk about a place we went to eat here in Austin here in a little bit because it spurred a thought in my head, and I want to get your opinion of it. But first, let's go through some news really quickly. First, in entertainment news, apparently this Moana live-action movie is doing terribly and is set to lose about $100 million. So the most bizarre summer in American box office continues with these little tiny independent films making $500 million, $750 million, and the big juggernaut pillars are just doing poorly, except for Toy Story, which seems to be doing just fine.
Yeah, no, Toy Story is kind of quietly doing great. But, I would say that this is surprising. It certainly seems to be surprising Disney. The movie did $43 million domestically, and it did $95 million globally, but apparently they were hoping for $130 million globally. So Disney seems to have expected this movie to do much better than it's doing, which is very disconnected from basically any discourse I've seen about the movie. And keeping in mind, of course, that, if you're on like Reddit or a lot of social media where it's like, a bunch of people who are probably lining up to buy tickets to the Odyssey, they're like not the target demographic for Moana, right?
Which, by the way, Odyssey is getting really great reviews from everyone who's been to the pre-screening, so that's a good sign for that film.
But so even putting aside that there would be sort of like a anti-Moana bias from a lot of the online discourse, no one seemed to be demanding this or looking forward to it. And every time they'd showed like behind the scenes or screenshots or anything, everyone was like, "Oh, not sure about that." And so I don't know why Disney is so surprised that it's not doing incredible.
I've always said that one of the worst things that can happen to you when you go to a place like Las Vegas is that you win money the first time you go there because it ruins you for the rest of your life. You want to go back and win again. Whereas if you lose the first time, you're like, fuck that place sucks.
Right, you learn your lesson immediately as opposed to like always then chasing the just one more time, the like it could happen again.
I feel like Disney won the first time they went to Vegas when they put out the live action Beauty and the Beast movie. And they have been chasing that live action money through Little Mermaid, Lion King, and now Moana. They're gonna make this work. They're determined to make it work.
Jungle Book.
Right. Yeah.
They've done, at this point, they've done a lot of these live action remakes. And the thing is, about them is that they do tend to make money, just this one isn't. This is also, I think, the movie with the smallest gap between the film coming out and them doing a live action remake. Right? It was like, if I wanted to watch this, I could just go watch Moana. It's not that old.
And speaking of remakes that nobody is asking for, I think, Ashley, I might have won my Avatar bet with Matt Hullum.
Wait, is this the one where you bet Matt Hullum that someone would make their own version of Avatar like 5 or whatever before James Cameron could get to it?
Right. And someone put out on YouTube just yesterday, they put out a trailer for a quote unquote live action, trigger word, all AI version of the Odyssey. And a lot of people I know have been sending it to me. It's hard because I can't bring myself to look at it, but I will look at it. But people are saying you should really check this out, which indicates to me that it looks really good. But like somebody is like literally trying to compete with a big Hollywood blockbuster that's going to be in theaters by just taking what is I guess, public domain thing, even though that's questionable with the visuals, because of the way AI is trained?
I guess so. Do you think that that the Odyssey is public domain now? Has it been long enough?
I think it predates anything like copyright. We keep brushing up against this thing I was curious about today when I was at Rudy's. It was the weirdest thought to have when I was at Rudy's. But yeah, I think I'm going to talk to Matt because I'm going to see him tomorrow. I'm going to say like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think I've won this bet? But
does that qualify or does it have to actually be Avatar?
I don't know if it counts, but people are trying it. Is it weird? I don't want to win that bet. I would rather lose that bet. But speaking of bets and people doing well, Spain defeated France 2-0, and they have now advanced to the World Cup finals. So Spain doing very well. But the thing that really amazed me when I was listening to the broadcast was that one of the announcers said very offhand, when Spain went up 2-0, one of the announcers said that Spain has allowed, throughout the entire World Cup, they've only allowed one goal, and that France would have to double all of that in order to tie and catch up within that match alone. And I had to go look it up. It's just, Spain has only allowed one goal through the entire World Cup.
So does that mean that there has only been one goal scored in any of Spain's matches against Spain?
Correct.
Man.
They have 6 clean sheets, and then they have one goal was scored against them by Belgium.
Interesting. Okay, by Belgium. Nice. So does that indicate that either the defensive players on the team are working really hard, or is your new favorite team position the goalie just like a golden boy?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to Spain because I had to go back and look at all their previous matches. And one that really stood out was the early story with Spain was that they drew against Cabo Verde. Remember?
Yeah, I do remember that.
And that suddenly made everyone think that that team had a chance or that Spain was going to be out so early. But I guess because of that, at least for me, I was looking past them and wasn't really paying too much attention to Spain.
Right, like they just somehow like accidentally like tripped into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, it was funny though too, because I was thinking about like this whole like thing of I'm trying to buck the trend of everyone rooting against England. I was like, it seems unfair. Where does that come from? And then I realized if you look at all the teams left, if England goes through to the finals, of all the 3 teams that were left, France, Spain, and Argentina, all of them have been in like multi-century wars with England. So it kind of makes sense. Like, who's out there that hasn't been colonized or at war with England at some point? It's like, oh, I kind of get it now.
There's nobody left.
You see where that's coming from.
Yeah, there's no one standing neutral there.
Nobody. Everybody's coming with previous beef to the pitch.
That's going to be Beef Season 3, assuming it moves forward at Netflix. So now Spain is moving into the final, and then France is going to play whoever loses tomorrow's match between England and Argentina. And they'll be playing for 3rd place.
Yeah, which will be a tough game. They're going to play either Argentina or they're going to be playing England, which is just 2 great teams.
Start a war.
But can I make a request?
Please go ahead and make a request.
The world at large. I'm so sick of professional broadcasters putting the camera on little kids crying in the stands. I don't want to see little kids crying anymore.
This is like
that's awful to do that.
Is this
that's
like
awful.
After their team loses, they'll like cut to some kid in like the losing team's kit, like up in the stands, bawling their eyes out because they're absolutely heartbroken and their life is ruined?
Yes.
And they're like, "Hey, winners, look what you fucking did. Look what you did."
I don't think they're doing it that way. They're like happy, like, ha, look, you made this kid cry. It's terrible. I mean, you think about a poor little kid, too. He's got to live with that forever. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing for a kid to be seen crying on a camera.
Do you think, like, a lot of people who end up, like, on camera, do they know? Do they find out later?
I don't know. That's a good question. I just recently read something. It was like a 20-year, maybe now 25-year follow-up with the lightsaber kid. Remember him?
I do remember the lightsaber kid.
And he has now gone on to get his law degree, and he's a lawyer who pursues cyberbullying cases. That's what he specializes in.
You know, it'd be interesting if he also like really went to bat on the Odyssey's copyright.
Right. I just like that somebody like turned him to the dark side. Now he's like suing people for cyberbullying.
Look, he's being the hero that he wanted for himself.
Yeah, you know, it's even weird. Like, even all these years later, people are still like, you should have made something out of it. You could have been, but it's like, you know, that wasn't the way the internet was back then. Like, you couldn't like get a little bit of fame and do anything with it. You know what I mean? I guess he could have made appearances at conventions or something like that, but it's not like he could have gotten a big social media following and started selling ads or getting product placements, you know?
Yeah, and you know, and it's tough as well because I don't know like anyone who didn't feel like super awkward as a kid. And you know what's not going to help you get over the awkwardness is having that all over the internet.
No. And I'm calling Lightsaber Kid Star Wars Kid. I guess that's his official name. It's the Star Wars Kid, who back in 2002, that goes back to before Red versus Blue. Almost 25 years ago.
Was it that early? God.
No, it was early. It was really early. And it makes you even wonder, it's like, were people putting up the video? It must have been on places like Newgrounds and Break.com and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it was very different for a video to go viral at that point because there was no YouTube. Like, it was really scattered.
It was literally the worst timing in history for him to record himself practicing lightsaber routines. Like, he hit the moment in time when something could go globally viral. Like, he waited until just the right moment to put that out there.
Right. It was like this kid and bonsai kittens. That was it.
That was it. I say he would put it out there. He didn't. Actually, other kids found the tape in, like, I guess the camera, and then they uploaded it. So it was like the first early instance of like some kind of like revenge viral video, or, you know, like, it's not his fault in any way whatsoever.
No, but you know, and nowadays, like, that would be like, you'd easily just go like, no, that was AI. I had nothing to do with it. Or he could have just like gone in and used AI to like add all the lightsaber effects himself and like been like, this is fucking dope. But sucks for him as a kid.
Yeah, these were the first people to use piracy, Ashley, for evil purposes, not just for personal gain.
So speaking of piracy, Bernie, one of your favorite Assassin's Creed games was Black Flag, and the Black Flag remake is now out. The Black Flag Resynced. Have you? I mean, I assume that you've picked it up already. Have you?
I have not. No, I haven't touched it. No, I've been meaning to. I just feel like if I went back and played it, it would be not like I remembered.
I mean, it probably wouldn't be like you remembered. It would probably be like you thought it already was. I mean, which is kind of the highest compliment you can pay to a remake. I saw some of the like original versus resynced screenshots, and they did look incredible. It seems like people in general are agreeing because Resynced did hit I think it's the highest number of concurrent players for an Assassin's Creed game on Steam that they've ever had. It was more than double the all-time peak of Assassin's Creed Shadows.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
The first one it did. Hold on, let me look at this. 100,000 they broke.
100,000. Okay, well that doesn't seem extraordinarily high. So I guess it was a fairly low bar.
I guess so, but keep in mind as well that we're talking exclusively on Steam here, so that just because that's a number that we can see. So seeing how it's done against other titles in that franchise is kind of the only benchmark you can do for something like that. We're not seeing any of the console numbers, but that gives you an indication that it's doing way better than like all the other Assassin's Creeds have been doing lately, especially. And it's one of your, favorite Assassin's Creed games too. So I think that you should reconsider picking it up.
Is it fair to say, Ashley, that it's not typically a PC game in general, the Assassin's Creed franchise?
I don't think of it as a PC franchise, but I also know that there are a lot of console players, especially in recent years, who have been moving more and more to PC. And most console games are available on PC. So even if I don't think of them as PC games, that doesn't mean they're not PC games.
Well, once again, Ashley, we are brushing up against this thing that I want to talk about. I had this thought. I went to Rudy's for lunch. Are you jealous?
I'm so just. Did you have those potatoes that they basically just like dump in like a vat of melted butter and cook them? And they're like, here are your
clarified butter.
Yeah, here are your healthy potatoes because potatoes are good for you, right? Have these.
And I did the classic thing too, where I went to lunch with someone who had liked Rudy's but had never had the cream corn. And I passed along that virus of like, oh, you have to try this because that's what Jack Patillo did to me. We went to Rudy's one day and he goes, "You've never had the cream corn?" I go, "No, it looks terrible." And then I ate it and it was fucking amazing.
It's
and
so
I've been
good.
eating
It
it
is
ever since
so
then.
good. It's so good. But if I were you, I would be a little bit careful about passing viruses on just now when you go out to eat places.
Oh, is that making news overseas? Like the diarrhea epidemic?
Yeah, well,
I shouldn't laugh. The diarrhea epidemic in the United States?
Yes. I mean, I've been hearing about the fact that the U.S. is suffering from some crazy bacteria outbreak that's giving tons of people explosive diarrhea to the point where like Taco Bell is on red alert. They're removing like lettuce and tomatoes and stuff from a number of their restaurants over concerns about this bacteria outbreak that no one seems to know where it came from. Just suddenly, all food is potentially going to make you explode in diarrhea. That seems scary.
Yikes, dude. That seems pretty scary. Well, hopefully not. I had no lettuce at Rudy's barbecue, which probably doesn't
So just stick to the healthy stuff like the potatoes that were cooked entirely in butter.
So I had this moment here when I was in Rudy's, and I was standing at that drink cooler while you're waiting in line, which is really cool, where it's like everything's in ice and you can just pick whatever you want. And they have all these like they have the glass bottle Cokes from Mexico that are real cane sugar and all these different drinks. But to me, the classic drink to have with Texas barbecue is Big Red soda. But it is a sugar bomb, so I don't drink Big Red soda ever. But I'm sitting there looking at this Big Red next to me, and I thought to myself, you know what? When in Rome. So I grabbed the bottle of Big Red. And I'm embarrassed to say I drank the whole thing. It was like 260 calories of like pure sugar, I'm sure. But
did it go down in like 10 seconds too?
Well, it goes down easy with barbecue. Something about sugar that cuts into barbecue, that's great. It's probably like your body just giving up.
Well,
that much like
I wonder if it
fat,
does
protein,
something
and
to cut into the meat sweats that you get if you eat too much barbecue.
Yep. And I have to say, Big Red is good, but I like Irn Bru better. Irn Bru
Wow.
is much.
Wow.
I made a full conversion. Yeah. But I was thinking about that phrase, when in Rome, because every you say when in Rome, everybody knows what you mean. You say when in Rome, have Big Red with barbecue or whatever. But then I thought about the original phrase, when in Rome. Can you complete the actual phrase?
I don't know. Do as the Romans do?
When in Rome, do as the Romans do, right? Is that what it is?
I think so. Let me look it up. Yeah, when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
But I thought, like, what are you supposed to do? Like, everyone knows what that phrase means. Like, just, have the Big Red. You explain it. You say, when in Rome, let's do this thing that we're about to do. But what is it you're supposed to do in Rome? Like, eat Roman food? Be Romanish?
It just means that you're supposed to adapt to the customs and practices of the place that you're, that you're visiting, I guess. Like, look at what the locals do and do that.
Right. So there is no second half to that at all.
No, it's just do as the Romans do. So it's like, if you're a barbecue, you have the Big Red because, when in Rome, when in Rudy's, that's what you do, right? That's what you're meant to do.
I'm glad. I was hoping I was getting trapped into something like when in Rome, give away all your money, or when in Rome, make out with a Roman.
Oh, you mean like they have like all those sayings where the second half completely changes the context of the first half of the saying? Like, what is it? There's
right.
Jack of all trades, master of none, is better than master of one or something like that. Where it's like, wait a minute, hold on, back up. What?
Yeah, the other one too that I heard just recently was, it doesn't really change it, but it kind of amplifies it, which is the phrase, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. The second half of that is, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness. Which is just like, well, that's way more brutal. That's way more brutal.
That's like the full version of Great Minds Think Alike is, but fools rarely differ.
All right, Ashley, who are we flattering by imitating today?
All right, shout out to Moritz Ludwig and Kondo, the people that we like to be. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode at patreon.com/morningsomewhere and roosterteeth.com.
All right, well, that does it for us today, July 15th, 2026. We will be back to talk to you tomorrow. We hope you will be here as well.
Bye, everybody.